Hey, if you're a skilled electrician who's ready to grow your business, then you're in the right place. We're about to talk about the common marketing pitfalls that can hold back even the best pros. But more importantly, we're going to lay out exactly how to sidestep them. So let's dive right in. So let's be honest. Your work is 5-star. You know your stuff, your skills are top-notch, and when you finish a job, your customers are happy. But here's the real question. Is your phone ringing as much as it should be? If there's a gap between how great your work is and how busy you are, well, that's exactly what we're here to fix. In this explainer, we're going to break down the biggest, most common marketing mistakes that we see skilled electricians make day in and day out. And don't worry, for every single mistake, we're going to give you a clear, simple fix that you can actually use. First, let's talk about the core problem here. We call it the skilled electrician's dilemma. It's that constant battle between being great at your trade and having to find enough of that work to actually grow your business. And here's the thing. This is happening everywhere. Whether you're in the UK, the US, or Australia, it's the same story. Really talented contractors are struggling to get ahead. And it's not because their work isn't good enough. It's almost always because of a few small, totally avoidable gaps in their marketing. So this brings us to the first major pitfall, and it's a big one. Relying only on word of mouth. Look, referrals are amazing. They're proof you're doing a great job. But if that's your only strategy, you're building your business on some seriously shaky ground. And here's why that's so risky. When you only depend on referrals, you're not in control. Other people are. And when those referrals inevitably slow down, and trust me, they always do, your whole pipeline of new leads just dries up. Poof, gone. You're stuck in that classic feast or famine cycle. So what's the fix? You've got to build a system that you control. A strong online presence is like having a lead generation machine that's working for you 24/7. It brings in a consistent, predictable stream of new customers who are out there, right now, looking for exactly what you do. Okay, so that leads us right into our next point, fixing your digital impression. Because look, just having a website isn't enough. It has to actually work for you. It needs to get you found, and most importantly, it needs to make your phone ring. Just think about it from your customer's point of view for a second. The lights start flickering, or a breaker keeps tripping. What do? They grab their phone and they type in something just like this. This isn't just a casual search. This is a problem that needs solving right now. And whichever business shows up first, that's usually the one that gets the call. The magic behind showing up at the top of that search is something called local SEO. And don't let that term scare you. All it really means is making your business the most obvious and helpful answer when someone in your town is looking for an electrician. It's all about connecting you with customers right in your backyard. And you know what? Getting started is way easier than you think. Here are 3 simple things you can do. 1, claim and totally fill out your Google business profile. It's free, and it is the single most important thing for local search. 2, make sure your website works great on a phone, because that's where most people are searching. And 3, make it super obvious what you want them to do next. Big buttons that say call now or get a quote. Don't make them think. All right, so once a potential customer actually finds you online, a little countdown clock starts ticking. You literally have seconds to earn their trust. This is where your messaging comes in. It's time to ditch the generic fluff and create a real, trustworthy connection. I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got claims like best electrician or quality service. You know what? Everybody says that. It's just noise. But on the right, you have the things that actually build trust. Real reviews from real customers and clear info about the neighborhoods you actually work in. Now that's what makes someone feel confident enough to pick up the phone. So, what does this look like on your website? It means providing proof. Have clear descriptions of what you do. Use real photos of your team and your actual work, please, no generic stock photos. And make sure those 5-star reviews are front and center, impossible to miss. These are the little signals that scream, I'm a credible, professional, and safe choice. Okay, for our last section, let's talk about making your marketing work smarter, not just harder. It all boils down to a super simple loop. You track what you're doing, you measure the results, and then you use that info to improve. I want you to ask yourself this, and be honest. Do you actually know if your marketing is bringing in new business, or are you just kind of spending money and hoping for the best? If you can't answer that with confidence, you're probably leaving money on the table. And you don't need to be some kind of data wizard to do this. Just track the basics. How many phone calls are coming from your website? How many people filled out your contact form? Where did your website visitors even come from? Answering these simple questions tells you exactly what's working so you can do more of it. Now, a quick reality check. This stuff doesn't happen overnight. But if you're consistent with these things, you can absolutely expect to see a real measurable improvement in your lead flow within about 1 to 3 months. It's all about that steady forward progress. So let's wrap it all up in a simple blueprint. If the mistake is relying only on referrals, the solution is to build that online presence. If you're ignoring local search, the fix is to get that Google profile optimized. If you're using those generic, empty messages, you need to switch to specific, trust-building details. And if you're not tracking anything, well, it's time to start measuring your results. It really is that straightforward. So we'll leave you with this final thought. You don't have to do all of this at once. Just think back on everything we've talked about. What is the one small change you can make this week to start getting that phone to ring a little more often? Because that first step, that's all it takes to start building a busier schedule and a much healthier business.